I am Patrick, your friendly neighborhood shaman. We are going to pull some medicine cards. So, there is nobody on yet, so I'm just going to kind of give it a couple of minutes. Fix my hair. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. Oh, God. Okay. All right. Bum, ba-da-bum, bum, 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 ba-da-bum, bum, ba-bum, bum, bum. Oh, well, I've got one like and there's nobody on. I have no idea how that kind of thing works. So, anyway, hi, Moon Honey. Good to see you. Let's see here. I have to shift gears. I was drawing comics. So, okay. Bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Cool. Alrighty. Yay. So I guess I will go ahead and get started, and hopefully you'll have more people join us. Otherwise it's going to be a really short night, but that's okay too. I always forget how um, during the summer months there tends to be less people each week because people are out enjoying the weather, especially after the gorgeous summer solstice we had. But if you are new here, the way this works is the first five people to say yes in the comments get a one card medicine card reading. This beautiful deck with the totem animals. And then at the end, what I do is I take those 5 cards and I do a full spread. Like if you were to come to me for a personal one-on-one reading, the spread I use, it's called the medicine wheel spread. And it consists of, coincidentally, 5 cards. And so we're going to take those individual cards from the individuals and we will put them into one spread for the community. So at the very end, we will do a community reading for the world in general. And if you are watching this on replay, you can still take part, or if you come in and there's no spots left, all you need to do is choose a number between 1 and 5. Hi, Kyoki. Is that how you say that? Welcome. And did I say everything I needed to say? Oh, so yeah, if you do not, gotcha, Kyoki. Moan Honey, did you want a card? I hope I'm saying your name right, Kyoki. And anyone else, all you need to do is say yes, and you'll get a 1 card reading. And if you are, like I said, I keep good. My worst, one of my worst fears is to like continue to talk to someone, put you in the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel. Um, I would hate to be talking to someone and calling them, pronouncing their name wrong. Anna Maria, is that what? Yeah. Hi, Anna Maria. Welcome. You are on the list. Emerald. Is that right? Is that the Emerald I know? Come on in. The water's fine. Woohoo! Muppet dance. All right. So if you haven't been here before, you're getting a taste of how weird I am. And did I ever finish my okay. So I'm going to start from the beginning. If you are new here, all you need to do, if you would like a one card medicine card reading, beautiful deck with the totem animals on them. All you need to do is say yes in the comments. The first 5 people will get a one card reading. And if you are not one of those first 5, or if you are watching this on replay, all you need to do is choose a number between 1 and 5 and pay attention to that card when it comes up. And I promise that even though it may be aimed at somebody else, that the way spirit works, it will have your message will be interwoven in there one way or another. Even if you're watching this like 5 or 10 years from now, you just, whatever you need to know will be there because the universe is always speaking to us, right? So, and my initial plugs, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. That helps me out. It helps others find me. And like my videos, share my videos, share the love. Um, and my information, my contact information is below in the description. My website is .net. If you enjoyed tonight and would like to get a personal reading with me, you can do that right off of my website, or to get a healing, or to sign up to become a mentor student. I do one-on-one mentoring if you're looking for a spiritual teacher. And I also, this is my day job, so this is how I make my living. And if you wish to support your friendly neighborhood shaman, my Venmo and PayPal links are also in the description. Anything you give is met with a deep, deep gratitude. I appreciate everything. The reciprocity of energy exchange. So, and thank you for your generosity. Okay, so let's get started. We've got 2 spots left. If anybody's out there that wants a card, but I got Kiyoki up first. Cool. All right, Kiyoki. You wish you lived closer so you could be in that park with me all the time. It's such a beautiful park, isn't it? Thank you for the reminder. If anyone out there is local, um, I've been on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Wednesdays from noon to 4 and Thursdays from 1 to 5. I have been hanging out in Riverview Park in Redmond, Washington, just a hop, skip, and jump from here, and doing readings. It's like I don't have an office at the moment. And so I'm like, I'm a shaman. Nature is my office. And so I'm like letting people know that I will be at the park during these hours. And if you would like a reading or a healing, on Wednesdays and 1 to 5 on Thursdays. So although watch if you're going to come to see me on Wednesday, check my Facebook page first before you come because I have a very sick friend who I am going to go see sometime on Wednesday. I don't know what time, but I will announce I will post the event copy for that day, and I will mention in there what times, if any, I will be available. I might end up just canceling Wednesday and coming on Thursday. So nothing like telling people about this thing and then saying, "Oh, and by the way, the next one is going to be kind of funky." But um, yeah, so the card number one for Kyoki is raccoon. Um, Raccoon medicine. Raccoon is kind of loosely in the group of animal guides that we consider tricksters. Um, not he's not as tricky as say like raven or coyote or fox or anyone like that. And unlike the other ones, he's more focused on community. When raccoon shows up, it tends to be a card of service, right? I always kind of think of raccoon as the Robin Hood of the animal kingdom because um, when they go foraging for food, they they will get what they can, and then they bring it back to the family and make sure everyone eats before they'll eat. Um, and he is such a trickster. He anything you try to do to confuse him or to put things out of reach, he will at some point or other figure it out. There's like no trap he can't undo. Um, he's very rascally, very impish. But unlike the other tricksters who are kind of focused on helping you awaken to your personal medicine and who you are, Raccoon is more concerned about who you are in relation to your community. And like Robin Hood, like the stealing from the rich to give to the poor, right? A lot of times, Raccoon comes up for people who are in like civil servants or um, in the medical field or one of those kind of things where they're constantly helping people. And that trickiness, rather than being a self-serving or a self-enlightening thing, they use their knowledge of how the system works to help people get what they actually need. If that makes sense. Like a lot of they know where all the loopholes are. They are able to kind of scoot people into the correct line or to say the correct words, etc., to make sure that people get fed or people get healed or whatever it is that they need. And the thing about raccoon, like a lot of the other tricksters are kind of cautionary tales, right? They kind of, the stories, especially Coyote stories kind of tell us how not to act, right? Coyote medicine is literally like Wile E. Coyote medicine, right? It's like getting caught in his own traps, overthinking things so that he trips himself up. He's always getting killed, um, flattened by rocks. Seriously, like the original Coyote stories. He's getting flattened by rocks. He's trying to steal something and gets caught, and it just ends badly for him. Um, Whereas Raccoon is more like that noble thief, right? Even down to the mask, like Robin Hood, and I mean this cautionary tale. It's like Robin Hood, like when he's stealing from the rich to give to the poor, he loves his job. He is I mean, they always call him Jolly Robin Hood, right? And his band of merry men. It's like there's this sense of mirth and joy because he's an outlaw, but it's because the law is not just. And so he's doing what's right, and and to fulfill that vocation, really, he it's his path, it's his highest joy, it's his bliss, like Joseph Campbell would say. It was like stand and deliver, ha ha ha, right? um and every time he gets caught in a trap, he finds a way out of it, right? He's untrappable. And that kind of eternal optimist, and um any challenge is like the next game to figure out, right? So all of that to let's see, give me a second to tune in a little bit deeper. So you have come a long way, Kiyoki. Um, and this is coming up to validate you not only standing up for other people, but having the gumption and the courage to stand up for yourself and to have fun doing it rather than it being all like going to school and I got my homework, blah, blah, blah. It's like that insatiable curiosity of how things work. Um, that constant wanting to know more, wanting to know more. And if nothing else, that is your gift to the community. That is how you serve the community, by being a font of wisdom and knowledge, of knowing things that other people don't, and being able to kind of be the glue that holds things together, brings things together by just some little random piece of information you have, it's like zoom, becomes this bridge that connects people and things. And so I'm going to tell you something that my guides told me not too long ago. They told me I needed to lean into my whimsy because that is my strength. That is my language. Some of you might not know that besides being a shaman, I'm a cartoonist. In fact, I was just saying, like, I was just drawing my latest comic page before the video. Um, it's like celebrate yourself. Um, the thing is, okay, thank you. It's like you're on a hero's journey, which again is Joseph Campbell. He's the one that coined that phrase, hero's journey. And if you don't know what that is, Google it. But it's like you're on it's like the quest for the Holy Grail. I was just singing the Indiana Jones theme earlier too. Um, it's like the hero's journey. It's like the whole, like every story in the world follows a certain formula, and it's about becoming the hero. It's like there being a need or a want and leaving home to seek this thing, and then there's all these steps in between, right? And you find that thing, and there's an ordeal, there's a test, there's all these different things, and then eventually you come back to where you started, realizing that you had it the whole time, right? It's like almost. I'm not going to say every story because then someone's going to say, "Wait, what about this one?" But for the most part, most stories, most mythologies have that formula, and that is the power of myth, is helping us find our way around that circle, the hero's journey, back to our own power. So it's kind of like that's the journey you're on right now. And never underestimate the power of humor and the power of thinking outside the box. No matter how strange people might think you, um, that is one of your superpowers. If you were meant to blend in, you would be like everyone else, right? But you're not like everyone else. And so celebrate that uniqueness, celebrate those gifts of being different. Because that, even if people don't recognize it, that is your gift to the world, is that unique perspective, a unique way of seeing things, a unique way of connecting things, a unique way of seeing to other people's needs. Um, the other thing that I want to make sure I say is that another aspect of raccoon medicine is, the first thing you notice about raccoon is the mask, right? And it feels like this card is coming along with a great sense of encouragement for you, um, because we all have these sets of masks, right? And like I know when I was growing up, it's like I had my church mask, I had my grandma mask, the mask I would put on if we were going to visit grandma. I had my school mask, the mask I would wear when I was going to school and being with friends and classmates, you know. Um, and it's like we still have that as adults. Um, if we haven't examined, if we haven't really gotten a hold of who we really are. And so, the sense I'm getting is that this is an encouragement to let you know that you've been seeing through those masks, right? The power of raccoon medicine is realizing who you are, who it is behind the masks, right? Because like was saying, like when I was growing up, it's like, okay, I'm going to church, I got to put on the church mask, and it's like that became my identity. I didn't realize that was not who I really was. Then go to grandma's house and be nice and play nice, etc., etc. It's like I'm wearing my grandma mask, and it became, rather than being a bridge, that it became a wall. It became like a wall of protection to, even though you didn't know who you were, unconsciously you were setting up these walls to protect that identity, right? Um, and so you would act in the acceptable manners for whatever group you were with, whatever people you were with, um, as a way to fit in. And over the course of time, you've started to figure out who you are underneath that, and it's coming time, um, to, it's not about doing away with the masks, but like I said, it's about recognizing who you are underneath the masks. That you can still have these masks, like you go to church, you still wear the church mask. You go to grandma's house, you still wear the grandma's mask. But the thing is that that mask then becomes an interface. It becomes a bridge to the people that you're with. You realize who you really are, but then you kind of focus it through the filter of this mask so that others will understand you, right? So that you can speak in their language, so they will understand you better. It connects you to those different groups, and you are so much more vast than any mask. You cannot be squeezed in to the tight limits of a single mask, right? And so when you realize that, then it's like you can put on whatever mask you want, right? Um, and sometimes you can take off the mask altogether, right? I was just talking to someone the other day about how when I first joined Facebook, it was kind of a conundrum because I had all these masks, right? I had all these different people, classmates, and like from high school and college. And I had family, and I had friends, and I had these different categories of people. And at first, it was kind of this like, what I, you know, do I dare say these things? Do I dare show my true colors? Um, and finally, it's like, okay, I need to throw all that stuff out. I'm going to express myself, who I am, and throw away the masks, put myself out there, and whoever is watching or reading can decide for themselves whether I belong in their world. Right? It became kind of this equalizer where I no longer had to try to figure out which mask to wear, and if I was doing things right, it was just like, this is who I am. Take me as you find me, right? Um, and so it feels like like I said, this is like a card of encouragement. It's like you're doing it. You're almost there. It's like the masks are lifting, right? The identities, who we were supposed to be, when we were growing up, who our teachers expected us to be, who our parents expected us to be, and it's kind of like in the Avengers movie Endgame, when they're all going back in time to get the Infinity Stones, right? And Thor goes back to Asgard, and he runs into his mom, and she was like, "It's time for you to be," how did she put it? Time to be who you are, not who you're supposed to be. It's like, Thor, the son of Odin, the crown prince of Asgard, has so many expectations and obligations and all these things. He spent his entire life trying to fulfill those lines, and he never got to be who he really was. And that's what this is saying. It's like, it's time to be who you are, not who you're supposed to be. It's time to be who you came here to be, not who society has tried to mold you into. So it's like claiming your identity. And in the end, it doesn't matter if people don't like you or not. It's like, be yourself, be true, to thine own self be true, like Shakespeare said. Um, and like Dr. Seuss said, those who matter don't mind. Those who mind don't matter. It's by being yourself, it's a self cleansing, self cleaning mode of, of getting rid of people out of your life that don't belong there, right? That way, the people that are in your life are the people who belong there, the people who resonate with you, the people who can support you and see you for who you are. So be yourself. Be your impish, rascally, crazy, out of the box self. That's the best gift you can give to the world. Okay. All right. Card number 2 for Moon Honey. Bum, ba-da-bum, bum, ba-bum. Bum, ba-ba-bum, bum, ba-bum, bum, bum. The reason that song is in my head is because that's my alarm on my phone. Like, that's what I wake up to in the morning. And it's also like, I have it set for, an hour before this video is supposed to start, or a half hour or something like that, to remind me. It's like, okay, time to put stuff away and to get ready for the video. That's why it's always pretty fresh in my mind if I haven't been listening to something else. All right. We still have 2 spots. If there's anyone that's come in later would like a 1-card reading, we have 2 places left. No, it's Indiana Jones music. That's what I was saying, like with Kyoki and Raccoon, it's like the hero's journey, like the Grail quest, and it's like, and I'm singing Indiana Jones, I'm the theme to Indiana Jones. It's like talk about hero journeys and Grail quests and all that kind of stuff. All right. All right, card number 2 for Moon Honey is Lizard. Lizard is Lizard is the dreamer of the animal kingdom. Um, I'm getting that the aspect of that. Um, okay, give me a moment to. I need to sort this. I'm getting stuff, and I need to like sort it out so I can say it out loud. But it's the message that's coming through is to remember that you are always in the right place at the right time. Hi, Renee. Welcome. I still have a couple of spots left if you want a card. Um, the sense is that even when you are feeling lazy or tired, um, when you feel like you're procrastinating or putting things off or whatever, even in those moments, you are in the right place at the right time doing the right thing. Um, I have a tendency to procrastinate things. And, oh, hi, Kit Kat. Kira snuck up behind me. Hey, hi, Kira. There we go. Her food is right here. Um, what I realized in my procrastinating that even though to me it seemed like I was procrastinating and I should be doing things quicker, oh my God, I have that thing to do. I better hurry up and get it done. And it always got done, right? It's okay. I got you down, Renee. Um, the procrastinating was basically a divine detour. It's like when it's time to do something, this is a generalization. I'm not going to say this is exactly how it is and it's this cut and dried, but for the most part, when it's time to do something, you will have the energy to do it. The universe supports you. The universe has your back. And when you're not feeling inspired to do something, it's kind of a sign that it's not divine timing yet to do that thing. Because as I look back on my life, it's like everything has always worked out in the right place at the right time, right timing. Even in the times when I thought I made a mistake or I should have done something quicker or was procrastinating too long, had I not put it off, I would not have learned the lessons that I did or whatever it was. It's like by putting it off and beating myself up for putting it off, and then it happened of its own accord in the right time, and there were benefits from that timing that wouldn't have happened if I did it when I first thought I was supposed to do it. Does that make sense? You can't be in the wrong place at the wrong time. If something is meant to happen, it's going to happen with or without you. You were meant to be on that plane or that bus, you would be on it. There's oh my gosh, there's these just reminded me that there's these 4 rules, and I can't remember who spoke them or what tradition they're from. But one of the rules is like that everything is exactly as it needs to be, that things could not be different. Like what happened is the only way it could have happened. Gosh, I wish I could remember the other. But it's like take the pressure off of yourself, trying to contrive everything, trying to make things happen, or thinking, oh my God, I got to get that thing done. I mean, in the modern world, we do work with deadlines, of course, and we do have to have certain things in by certain times. But if you are approaching things with an open heart, with the best of intentions, even then sometimes like something will stand in your way, and it's like that's the universe saying no, not yet, right? Kind of like Wayne Dyer used to talk about. He had had a client coming to him, and his client was late, and his client came in, and he was complaining because someone had cut him off on the highway and made him miss the light, and so it set him back by minutes to get there. And Wayne said, well, you should be grateful because that car cutting you off just kept you from being in the intersection when someone ran the stop sign. It's like we don't know what could have happened. And it's like that trusting that the universe is unfolding in perfect harmony and that you are taken care of. And the story that goes with Lizard is that Lizard was sitting on this rock one day, just soaking in the sun. His eyes were closed. And Coyote came up to him. See, there's our our trickster again. Coyote comes up to him and says, "Hey, what you doing?" And Lizard kind of half opens an eye, looks at him, and says, "I'm dreaming." And Coyote says, "Oh, you're sleeping? You're napping?" And Lizard was like, "No, I'm dreaming. I'm connecting to the universe. I am manifesting my future. I am dreaming things into being." And Coyote said, "Well, how do you know that I'm not here to eat you?" And Lizard said, "Because I dreamt you earlier, and I dreamt you with a full belly." And when I've had these cards for 30, like over 30 years. And it was just like maybe 5 years ago where that story finally made sense to me. And I was on a little personal retreat out in the woods, cabin in the woods, all by myself. And um, I'm sitting out, it's like midnight, and I'm out on this picnic table in the dark, no one else around, surrounded by trees and bushes. And I'm doing ceremony, and all of a sudden I heard a rustling in the bushes, right? It's like, oh crap, what is that? You know? And, you know, my first thought goes to it's a bear or a cougar, right? It's like, worst case scenario, what if it's this? What if it's something's gonna eat me? And then I stopped and the story jumped into my head. And I realized at that moment that there was nothing to worry about because chances are it's like why would I manifest myself getting mauled by a bear or eaten by a cougar? If um I truly believe everything happens with a purpose, and that if there were something like that was going to happen, that would be such a spectacular turning point in my life. There's nothing I could do to prevent it, right? And no matter what it was, it would have meaning, it would have purpose. There would be some reason that it happened. It's not random. Um, and so it was kind of the sense that chances are it's a rabbit or something like that, right? The biggest chance is that it is something, some little woodland creature just looking for food or whatever. Um, because I was the one, I'm the one dreaming my life. I am the one, my world, this reality that we think is real is actually the dream. And it is a reflection of all my thoughts and beliefs and emotions. And so again, like, why would I create something? Why would I dream something like that into existence? You can't dream something like that into existence just by chance. There are no accidents, right? So even if it was something like that, there was nothing I could do to prevent it. Um, and and even if it were something like that, it's something that's in my dream that I called to me. Not in a, people tend to hear that the whole creating your own reality thing, right? It's like, ooh, you know, and all of a sudden you have all this responsibility um, and well, who put you in the center of the universe? It's like, well, we are all the center of the universe. We are all the center of our own reality. It's the holographic universe. And so each of us, the world we see outside of ourselves is a reflection of what's going on inside ourselves. And so if there is some major crisis, like being attacked by a bear or a cougar, that's something that might, I might not on a conscious level understand it. I might on a conscious level not want that thing, but on a soul level, it's just another experience. It's a source of wisdom. Is that still making sense? It's like, I don't want to get to the point where, oh, well, I might as well not do anything because it's all just going to happen. I'm also not trying to go to a place where you create every tiny little detail. You have to be conscious of every tiny little detail, because it's something that's a balance in between those two extremes. And it's that trusting in the universe that only that which is needed for your growth, for your enlightenment, your fulfillment, whatever it is what's going to happen. Whatever is in front of you is the path, whether it's a rabbit or a cougar. And even then, even if it were a bear or a cougar, there's so many infinite choices, so many infinite paths. It's like they could just kind of sniff, say, "Oh, they're not interested," and wander away, or they may come take a look and be like, "Nope," and walk away. It's like being eaten is not the only outcome of that scenario. And so it's kind of like that's where that trust, that sense of faith comes in, that only that which and that's where that thing comes from about God's never going to give you something that you can't handle, because it's literally impossible. Because if it's in front of you, you can handle it. You might not know how, it might be overwhelming from, conscious monkey mind perspective, but if it's in front of you, you do have the means to see it through. And rather than seeing it as punishment, like people talk about getting knocked upside the head with the cosmic 2x4, right? As if it's a punishment, like the universe had enough. It's like, come on, choom, get into line, choom. It's like, that's not what's going on. What's going on is the universe is proving how much faith it has in you. That when these crises come up, when these challenges come up, the universe knows who you are. The universe knows what you're capable of. And the universe is giving an opportunity to step into your power, right? The the comic page I was just working on, um, the basis is basically that I've got all these things happening at the same time, right? I feel like all the safety nets have been taken out from under me, and I'm realizing it's about dropping Dumbo's feather. That, like the story of Dumbo, where he didn't believe in himself. He didn't know he could fly. And so the crow pulls out a feather, gives it to him, says it's a magic feather. This will give you the power to fly. And so the safety net's being taken away is my opportunity to let go of the feather and to say, I had the power to fly all along. It's like when all the safety nets are removed, when nothing is making sense outside of you, the only place to go is inside. And it's like dropping all the convenient excuses, or the things that you leaned on. Like you might say you believed it, you had the power to do these things, but you never had to prove it. So it was always kind of like there was a little bit of a scoosh of room there. And now it's like that scoosh is being taken away so that you can prove to yourself who you are and how powerful you are. And to remember that it really is. Life is but a dream, right? The other thing that's coming up with Lizard is that, oh, okay. they're not ready to go to the next thing yet. There's something else I needed to say about what I was just talking about. If you think about like what I just said about Dumbo dropping the feather, not and being afraid that he didn't know how to fly, and they have to tell him, "No, it was you all the time. You had the power to do it." With lizard, it's dropping the tail, right? Some lizards, when they're being attacked by a predator, drop their tail, and the tail kind of flops around on the ground, so it keeps the attention of the predator. Well, the lizard actually gets away, and so it's kind of like if you think about it, like Dumbo's feather. It's like dropping that tail, dropping the past that's holding you back, dropping all those things that no longer serve you. And it might not be great big things. It might not be great big vices or habits or whatever. It might just be convenient little things that we still, you know, do like playing video games too much, or just watching TV, or anything can be an addiction. Anything can be a distraction from your past. And so it's like dropping all those distractions so that you have the speed and ability to get away. Because if that tail, if whatever you drop is a part of you, is essential to your being, like lizard's tail, it will grow back. You can't lose anything that is of you. There's nothing, if something could be taken away from you, it was never yours to begin with. And it's like taking off the training wheels, right? I mean, I remember being a kid and like it was like, oh, it's time to take the training wheels off. Like, no, I wasn't using like my folks would watch me riding my bike and the training wheels never touched the ground. That was the Dumbo's feather. It's like, but I needed them there mentally because I didn't think I had the ability to ride my bike without them. And so I'd take the training wheels off, and I learned to have faith in my own abilities to ride the bike, because those things were still there. They weren't hindering me, other than not allowing me to embrace my own abilities and power, right? Okay, that's all they wanted me to say. So I hope that is helpful. Anna Maria, card number 3. And if anyone's come in late, there is still room for one more card. We have one more spot open. If anyone wants it, all you need to do is say yes in the comments. Oh, you're so very welcome. I really, seriously, I'm just happy to be helpful. All right. Anna Maria. Mm. All right, Anna Maria. Card number 3 is Snake in Reverse. And just to say up front that reverse is not bad. I know a lot of people when they're doing cards and stuff, and like if cards are reversed, it's like you're doing something bad, you're doing something wrong, fix it. Um, to me, when I do readings and a card comes up in reverse, it might be something that needs a little more attention than it's getting. But it's also like, for instance, Snake wouldn't be showing up unless Snake was working with you. The medicine is there, the help is there. It's like they're making themselves known, that they're there to help you. And usually, um, it is that it's something in transition. It's in reverse because it's like the seed that's been planted that hasn't bloomed into a flower yet. Most of the time, that's what is happening. So, with that said, so card number 3 being Snake in reverse. Um, Snake is about it's not really transformation because they shed their skin, they don't look any different, they don't change their form, but it's like this constant expansion into who they really are, right? And so that's one aspect of snake medicine is that shedding the old skin, right? Which is a very think about it. Think of your whole body, and your skin is starting to come loose and rattle around, and I can just imagine how itchy that would be as the new skin is growing underneath it, and the old skin is kind of flapping around, all dried out. It is not a comfortable time. And therefore, at those times, it is a time of that requires great self-soothing, self-care. It's like be gentle with yourself. Give yourself grace. If you don't get something right the first time, write it off as experience and try again, right? Um, because one of the things about snake is that its eyes are actually a part of the skin that is shedding. And so, again, like picture yourself a snake and all your skin, every piece of skin, every cell of your body is no longer functional. It's dried out and it's just kind of flapping there, right? Snakes are literally blind when they are shedding their skin. They can't see the road in front of them. And so it's a time to withdraw from the world. It's a time to take care of yourself because the old skin is drying out and peeling off, and the new skin is still wet and tender, right? Um, and so you're sensitive. It's like everything hurts. Every little bit of new information feels like an arrow piercing your skin. It's like you don't have the fortitude, you don't have, what word am I looking for? It's like the new skin hasn't completely formed yet, so it's not solid. So it can't, the old skin can no longer contain you, and the new skin can't yet protect you from outside things. And so this is a time when you want to really take care of yourself. Say no. Say no more than you might be comfortable. Um, it's your life, it's your path, it's your body. No one else has the authority to tell you what you can and can't do. Um, so, probably the opposite from everything you've learned up to this point is it's time to prioritize yourself. It's time to put yourself first, right? No one else matters more than you do. In fact, if anything, you owe the world your highest level of well being that you can achieve, because it's only from that place of power that you have something to give to the community, right? I was just reading this kind of a thought of the day kind of thing. It was talking about how your priority is to be healthy, to be as strong as you can be in any moment, because that is your gift. That is your service. It's service is not about denying yourself something, martyring yourself, sacrificing yourself and your own well being so that someone else can be good. Because life is a non zero sum game. It's not an equation that you have to balance. If you take something from one side of the equation, you have to add it to the other side of the equation to keep it balanced. One side loses, one side gains. It's a non zero sum. It's like everything you gain adds to the whole picture, right? Um, and like Abraham Hicks says, one of my favorite quotes from Abraham Hicks is about how you can't get sick enough to help someone who's ill, and you can't get poor enough to help someone out of poverty. The only place you can help from is a place of solid ground, of power, of well-being. Not power over, but a standing in your power, and the namaste thing, right? The divine in me sees the divine in you. Oh, you're drowning right now. I'm on solid ground. Here, let me give you a hand up so that you're on solid ground too, right? You don't jump in to help a drowning person because you'll end up drowning with them. You have to stand on solid ground from a place of power and well being in order to help anyone else. So prioritize your own well being. It may seem selfish, it may seem self righteous, it might seem counter to everything you've ever learned in this lifetime. But it is the single best gift you have to give the world is your own well being. And don't get ahead of yourself. Like I was saying earlier about like procrastination and stuff, right? It's like, don't push yourself. Don't, like, if you can't see, you don't get behind the wheel. If it's like, if you have trouble seeing in the dark, you don't drive after nightfall, right? So don't put yourself behind the wheel. Don't set yourself up to crash or to fail or anything like that. Take care of yourself. You are important, right? Um, it's like you are part of the spectrum of humanity, right? This broad band of frequencies. And if there's one frequency missing, then there's no rainbow. There's no spectrum. It all collapses. That's how important you are. The entire universe depends on you being in existence. No pressure. But so, my point being that your joy, your well being is your priority, because when you see to that goal, the rest of the world can only benefit. Like I always say, like from the time I wake up in the morning until I go to bed at night, I always try to make sure there's a little bit more beauty in the world than there was when I woke up. Because every piece of beauty, every ounce of joy that you bring to the world is that much more that is available for the collective. the other thing of snake. Okay. I'm looking at the clock. I'm looking at how many cards we have left. I think I can go on a different route on here too. The other aspect of snake is transmutation, alchemy, like the alchemists of the past trying to change lead into gold, right? It's not just transforming, not just changing the outward appearance of something, but changing it from a molecular, like from the DNA up. And it's because it's very homeopathic. It's like the core, the seed of the antidote is the venom itself, right? You need a drop of the venom in order to create the antidote. And so with snake in reverse, it's like it's time to. So I think I mentioned this last week. Time is so weird. I never remember from one week to the other, but I remember talking about this recently. I think it was last week, that when I was taking my shamanic training with Sandra Ingerman, she had us do this. She did this kind of this journey. We did a shamanic journey where we were on a hill and we could look back. It was like we saw our future ahead of us this way. We could see our past this way, and we were higher up so we could see the entire path wending and winding. And so it was like looking at our path in the past. And, when we look from our human self, we see all these pitfalls and all these divots and all these holes where we've had regrets or shame or guilt or why didn't I do that better? And because we continue to see them as divots, as mistakes, as flaws, we tend to keep falling into them. We keep that pattern and we keep falling into them. And so in this journey, and you can do it as like a meditation, like when you're meditating, you can do kind of a self-guided meditation to do this if you don't know how to journey. But she had us look at that path with all its divots, all its potholes, all the pitfalls, and to start to feel love for ourselves and to have these bubbles coming out of our hearts, these beautiful bubbles, like Glinda, the good witch, right? Like these bubbles just floating back across our path in the past. And as these bubbles went across our path, they would like suck up any of the pitfalls. They would suck up any bad energy, any energy of regrets or shame. They would fill in the potholes until all that was left, it would like, they would suck up all of the emotions so that all that was left was the experience, was the wisdom that came from that experience. And so with those bubbles, we're basically transmuting any of those places the snake bites, right? The regrets or the guilt or the shame or thinking we should have known better, any of that stuff. It's like those bubbles suck that into them and carry them off and then disperse them. So it takes the snake bite out of it and leaves just the wisdom that comes from those. In a way, it's kind of like a soul retrieval, like for those who don't know what that is. One of the healing things I do for people is soul retrieval, and how it works is that whenever we experience a trauma of some sort, right? We go into shock, we go into dissociation. That's kind of the Western term for it. And in shamanic terms, we call that soul loss. It's like a piece of our soul, piece of our psyche kind of goes off somewhere to protect itself so that it doesn't experience the full brunt of whatever is in front of us, right? And in a perfect world, those soul parts find their way back to us, right? Sometimes we need a little help to bring those parts back, especially if we've been traumatized and re-traumatized and re-traumatized and going through all those patterns over and over and over again. That's when you can have a shaman or shamanic practitioner do a soul retrieval, and they can go out and find those soul parts wherever they are and bring them back to you so that you feel more whole. And so it doesn't necessarily fix all the problems, but it gives you solid footing on which to stand. It's like I'm sensing a theme here. And the funny thing is that with my singing that, having the Indiana Jones theme in my head, one of the things I always tell people is that I always know when I need a soul retrieval because I'll feel like I'm off center. And I use the example of one of those rickety Indiana Jones bridges, right? I feel like I'm standing mid span, but there's plats missing, there's boards missing. And so like how I would stand in order to be square, to be at my full power, the board is missing. So I have my feet are like too close together or too far apart. I'm off balance slightly. And so soul retrieval, or like this experience, this meditation or journey you can do, replaces those boards so that you can stand full square to face whatever is happening. And it doesn't fix the problems, but in a way it kind of does, because all of a sudden some of the things that were tripping you up, that were worrying you or created anxiety or fear, they just no longer apply. There's no place for them to get in. So try to remember that every place where you feel you are flawed, or you feel like you're not good enough, or that you should have known better, or how could I have done that, or you know feeling small, feeling inadequate, realize that all those places are snake bites, and within that snake bite is the medicine to reclaim your power. And it's like the pearls of wisdom, right? If you think of yourself as an oyster, and a grain of sand gets into the oyster, and what does the oyster do? The oyster creates a pearl. What was once an irritant, what was once unwanted, becomes a pearl of wisdom. And so look back at those times and transmute that energy from being poison to being medicine. So I hope that helps. The other thing they're telling me to point out is that in the picture, the snake's got all her eggs right here, right? It's like you're in a place of great potential. You're at a place of rebirth. And I want to do so much more research into this, but in many myths around the world, many creation stories around the world, like you've heard people mention like the cosmic egg, right? Or like that, what's his name? Cohen. That thing about the cracks in the universe is where the light gets in, kind of thing. And the idea behind that is that cosmic egg, like where the universe is this cosmic egg. And the thing is that in all of those myths, the egg is a snake egg. The creation, the egg, the cosmic egg of the universe is the egg of snake. And so you are literally in the process, even though it's in reverse because you haven't quite got there yet. It's in the works, it's in transition. You are in that act of transmuting, and you are in the process of creating a whole new world. Um, with infinite potential, right? Um, thank you. Um, one of my guides, kind of my matron goddess that I've worked with for years and years and years, is Artemis. And one thing she has whispered in my ear that she whispers in my ear a lot. She tells me this a lot, and I want to pass it on to you. That what she says is, don't give up, just surrender. Don't give up. Just surrender to your greatness. Surrender to your destiny. You are destined for greatness. You are meant for greatness. And trust is like, so don't give up. When the challenges come up, don't give up. Don't think you're powerless, but surrender to that divine light within you. Surrender to all the guidance you have around you. Surrender to the wisdom of the universe that knows what it's doing, that is guiding you every step of the way, even if it doesn't look or feel like it, to realize that every step is a step toward wholeness. Okay? Okay. I hope that helps. All right. Card number 4 for Renee. It looks like we're just going to do 4 cards tonight. It's summertime. People are out enjoying the longer days. I just started getting shorter today after solstice. But that's cool because we can do one more card and then we'll just do a 4 card um, spread for the community. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, Renee. Card number 4 is hummingbird in reverse. So the first thing that's coming to me is that, like hummingbird is like a gyroscope. They can go and they're so self-referencing. Is that the right term? Like so self-contained that they can go in any direction in any moment. They could go slow, they can go fast, they can stop, they can hover, right? They're one of the only animals in the world that can fly backwards. And it's kind of that, I'm getting that sense of that gyroscope. It's because they never stop moving, right? I mean, they do, but um, it's like they move so fast. There's always something moving. The wings are constantly going. And you can think of it as a spin of a gyroscope that allows them, it's so fast that it allows them to be still or to zip whichever way they want to go. And so the thing that I'm getting is in reverse, is kind of a sense of being a little off balance. It's like the gyroscope. It's kind of like you get the top, you got the toy top going, and as long as it's spinning really fast, it's fine. It's perfect. It'll stay up. But then it starts to get to that point where it slows down, where it can't hold itself up, and so it starts to get wobbly, right? Before before it falls over and just stops, right? And I get that sense of that kind of that. There's a little bit of a wobble. What I'm getting is, I hope this is all making sense. I hope this is resonating. But it's like when we get into those places where things get kind of wonky, where things get wobbly, our tendency is to collapse, right? Get smaller, protect ourselves. Um, when the real answer is to expand. Again, don't give up, just surrender. One of the things I learned in Tai Chi that just still amazes me, um, because of the way we're taught, and the whole, I won't go into the whole patriarchy thing, but, hard and soft, and like something comes and you're supposed to tighten up and resist and push through. But if you're standing on a log, right? Or if you're trying to walk across a fallen log and you start to lose your balance, if you tighten up, you're almost guaranteed to fall. If you try to you're trying to get your balance by tightening up, you're gonna fall. But if you relax, surrender, you can better regain your balance. And so again, it's about not playing small, not putting up all the guards and all the armor. It's about letting go, which is something I learned through my um, decade worth of anxiety and stuff. It's like anytime you try to resist or knuckle down or try to fix what was going on, it would just make the anxiety worse. The only way to deal with it was to surrender. It might not be fun. It might, still scare the bejesus out of you, but you know what it is. You know it's not fatal. You know you're going to live through it because you've experienced before. Again, coming back to that trust and that faith that you're always in the right place at the right time. And so to surrender to that, relax into it, into who you really are, rather than trying to fend off what's not you. Um, and when things are wobbly, we tend to get serious, right? We start to focus on survival. We start to focus on our basic needs. And um, that's natural. And at the same time, those things are what I just read this someplace. I can't remember who said it, but it was like, those are the things that keep us alive, right? Those basic needs and all those things. But without joy, what's worth living for, right? And kind of like all the different rallies and demonstrations and stuff, I love that there's been such a focus on joy, because joy is the one thing that the powers that be are trying to take away. And in the past, it was always like, we'd be like, oh, we got to protect our joy. And so we would close down and we'd hold back, and we'd not let ourselves feel joy, that we were going to save it for that day when we finally win. But the thing is, if you don't let that joy out, it's a, um, what's the word? God. Um, it's just that endless circle going round and round. And it's kind of like the Darth Vader path. It just keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And it's like you need to expand. And you need to feel joy. It's like go out of your way, make excuses to go and experience things that bring you joy, whether it's sitting by a lake or going to a movie or going to a play, or, again, look, there's the arts, right? That is the source of our joy, is usually creativity. It's like when the one thing I remember from high school psychology is Maslow's pyramid, right? And it's like there's the basic needs, and then there's the secondary needs. It's like this pyramid, and a civilization that has all their needs met can actually branch off into doing art and writing, literature, because their needs are met. And that gives them the impetus to step beyond just needs and to create beauty, to create joy. And so even when you look at like petroglyphs and prehistoric art and stuff, it's like those peoples, as primitive as they may or may not have been, had reached a point where there was time and energy to be put toward joy, be put toward creation, creativity, art, beauty, stories. So just like hummingbird, let yourself, let sweetness be your compass. All you need to do is go from flower to flower to flower to flower. Drink the nectar of the flowers. That's the food of the gods, right? And like I say this all the time, but one of my teachers used to say that she would wake up in the morning and she'd be like, okay, creator, I'm ready to receive my 3 happy surprises. And she would go through her day with her radar wide open looking for those 3 happy surprises. And because she was waiting for them, because she was in receptive mode, it's like the hummingbird zipping from one flower to the next flower to the next flower. It's like joy is the compass. Um, and there's that, the um, iridescent. I was looking for that word last time. Um, I wanted to say effervescent, and I knew that wasn't the right word. The iridescent feathers of hummingbird, that glimmer and that shine. It's like letting your true color show through. Um, that expansion, right? It's like, here I am. um, which is one of the things, other things I learned from my anxiety, and it actually, for good or bad, came through Dr. Phil. And I remember one episode, I watched his one, I didn't know, like, watch it all the time or anything, but he had an episode back when I was going through anxiety about anxiety attacks and stuff. And the thing that he said that really struck me was that, um, you know, if you're having an anxiety attack, you feel like you're gonna die. It's like if you're dying, there's nothing you can do about it. And like if you have faith, if you know, believe in God or creator or whatever, it's kind of like that's the time when you're just like, okay, if it's my time, take me. I'm ready. Surrender. Not giving up, surrendering. And so don't hide yourself. You know, keep yourself safe, keep yourself, you know, take care of yourself, have boundaries, right? But at the same time, trust your path. You know, like I was talking about my comic that I'm drawing right now, and all of these things that are kind of earth shaking things, the safety net's being removed. And it took me it took me a bit. I had a few sleepless nights to start with, but then I was driving one day, and this is aimed directly at you, Renee. Um, Remember your training. You have all the tools that you need to do what you need to do to find your own fulfillment, enlightenment, whatever you want to label it, your wholeness. I was driving down the road, and all of a sudden it's like, crap, I'm a shaman. I I I have invested time and energy and money into training, into taking all the lessons and the workshops and all the stuff I needed to be who I am, to help other people through this same kind of stuff. So I have all the tools available to me. I know what to do. I know how to do this. It sucks, but I have been prepared for this kind of thing. It's kind of like that quote. I love that quote from Joan of Arc, and she was like, "I am not afraid. I was born to do this." Right? And okay, I need to kind of start getting toward the group thing, but I saw they did the opening of the Obama library this past week, and I was listening to the speeches and stuff, and one thing that Michelle Obama said about um, Barack is she called him stubbornly optimistic. And I'm like, I love that. It's like, I am going to be stubbornly optimistic. No matter what challenges show up, no matter what people might try to tell me, no matter what kind of evil might appear to be in the world, I am going to stick to my guns, stick with my training, and know that there is always a solution, that everything has a reason and a purpose, and that we really are moving closer and closer to wholeness. So be stubbornly optimistic. Know that even if you can't see it, that everything that's happening is happening toward your healing, toward your wholeness. And that, again, by focusing on your own well being, focusing on expressing your true self, your beautiful, colorful self, you're only enhancing the world. You're only making the world better by being your whole true self. Okay? Whew. All right. So that is all the cards we have for tonight. I know we're one short, we're just doing four, but I also was very loquacious, so we have a limited time to do the group reading. So as I am leaping through the deck, finding the cards that we had already used, um, I just wanted to remind you again that if you haven't already, to please subscribe to my channel and share my videos. You'll share this video if there's someone that you think needs to hear something that I said. Um, like my videos. I've got, I think, I want to say 8 years now. I might be off by a little bit, but 8 years worth of doing these videos and doing videos of ceremony and music, songs, and stories and different kind of things. So check it out. If you ever need a little bit of guidance, you can pull up one of these Monday night videos at random, choose the number for a card, and I promise that there will be something in that reading that pertains to you, even if it's 10 years down the road. Um, what else? Also, if you enjoy my videos, enjoy my readings, enjoy this kind of thing, what I do here, and you would like to work with me personally, one-on-one, we can make that happen. You can check my website, perchingwolfstudios.net, and you can find out more about me. You can see the different services I offer, readings and healings and teachings. Oh my! And you can set up a session with me right from my website. I would be so honored. You know, doing a personal reading or healing or whatever, I can go so much deeper than I can on these like YouTube videos and such. So consider that. You can check it out, see if um, you feel comfortable with me, my energy. It might be a good match, and we can set something up. Um, and also, if you enjoy my work and would like to support your friendly neighborhood shaman, make it easier for me to continue to do these videos and to focus on my own spiritual path and experiences, to gain wisdom, to be able to share more with you on your path. My Venmo and PayPal links are in the description as well. And whatever you wish to give to me is greeted with such deep gratitude. Um, this is my day job. This is how I make my living. And so every little bit helps. Every little bit goes to me and helping to keep Kira fed and keep a roof over her head. Um, and what else? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Um, is that all my plugs? I guess so. So, um, all right. So I've got the four cards we did tonight with the individuals laid out in order. And I'm just going to tip my phone down so you can see them. Um, so since we're doing just four cards, I'm doing basically, okay. I don't do this spread a lot, and so I always have to kind of stop and remember. But it's basically the hero's journey. It's like where we start from. Um, oh, that one is reversed. What is our strength? What is the gift that we're bringing with us? What is the obstacle or the challenge? And where are we headed? Like what is the culmination, the end game. And so from that perspective, it's like we start with raccoon, um, kind of this place of like kind of happy-go-lucky, um, innocent, um, let's see, really starting to see the world without the masks, without the labels, right? Um, I just saw this really good um, speech that Tom Hanks did at Harvard, and he was talking about like when it comes to race, there's only one human, right? So it's like seeing through all the filters and the masks and the labels to what is underneath. Like if those earlier readings of the individuals, this is our group, this is our community, and like the community is seeing behind the mask. The community is starting to recognize the connections and the similarities more than the differences. Starting to recognize, like Tom Hanks said, that there is only one race, and that everyone has the same rights without exception. That is that's where we are coming to right now. That's where we're seeing the world. And the gift we're bringing is our ability to dream this into reality, right? Lizard being the dreamer, it's like we have this divinely given gift and ability to dream into reality the world that we want. Um, in fact, like Sandra Ingerman always told us that it's like this world is a dream, and it's just that people are dreaming the wrong dream. We're dreaming of war and conflict rather than peace and harmony. And so we have the ability to dream into existence whatever world we want. And then moving to the next card, Snake in Reverse, it's like the obstacle or the challenge, the ordeal in this hero's journey is trying to maintain the status quo, trying to stay, like not allowing ourselves to expand, not allowing ourselves to grow out of the old patterns, to expand into a different space, and to use the lessons of the past rather than recreating history, learning from history so we can create a whole new future. So that's kind of the ordeal. It's kind of like stepping above who we have been, um, rather than it. Like I said with Thor, it's like instead of being who we're supposed to be, becoming who we actually are. Stepping out of the bounds and the limits that have been placed upon us, shedding that old skin to become who we are meant to be. And, and so then when we move to the final, like the outcome, again, reversed is not bad, but it's like as we're looking through these filters of the past, it's hard. We've got the ability, but it's hard to dream that into existence through these filters, right, of the past, of inequality, of status, of value, of you know, work, human rights, etc. But if we can come through this, waiting for us here is this unborn notion of a world of beauty, a world of each individual's personal power to express who they really are. You know, a world based on joy and wholeness rather than fear and conflict, of scarcity. This is moving into a world of abundance, a world of connection, a world of that each individual's power to move in the direction they are meant to move in without judgment, where all the true colors, I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful like the rainbow. So this is what's waiting. It's in reverse because we're not there yet, right? Like I said, with the hero's journey, it's about coming full circle. When we finally, when this storm finally blows out and we can see the world anew again, recognize the colors, come back full circle to the place where we're the ones. There are no labels, there are no masks. We're all connected, we're all equal, and we're meant to find joy. And we can dream into the world, whatever world we want to dream into reality. So there you go. That's kind of how I see that. I hope that resonates with you. Bring a little bit of hope and empowerment. Oh, you're welcome, Renee. So that is our evening. I was going to say our evening for tonight. That is our readings for this week. Um, I hope it made sense. I hope that, like I always say, if someone leaves my work not feeling at least a little bit more empowered or enlightened, that I haven't done my job. And so I pray that the things I said here tonight were able to give you a little, at least a little bit of a foothold into joy, a little bit of a look into your own heart, into your own value, your own worth, your own power. And with that, I hope you will join me again next Monday night, same bat time, same bat channel. Tell your friends, share the video, and until I see you again, know that I love you, that I see you, that I honor you. Have a wonderful week, everyone, and go shining.